Hello everybody, my name is Veronica from Hearts, Minds and Flowers, and today's little video is going to be about blending. So I'm going to just go through a couple of tips and tricks if you're into blending either for your own pure fumes or creating diffuser blends. Sometimes that can be a bit confusing for people when they first start. So let's talk about the easiest way, and that is that you don't have to do anything. You can just pick up and already create a blend for you to use, whether that's as a pure fume on your pulse points or in your diffuser. So what do I mean? So Whisper is an example. There she is, a little 5 ml bottle. She actually already has fractionated coconut oil in her, so she's all ready for you to apply to your skin if that's what you'd like to do with her. So this is called our blend for women, and it's got all sorts of gorgeous aromatics in it that, what can I say? So what will happen with Whisper is it tends to work with the chemistry in your skin. So it might smell one way on me, but it might smell a complete different way on you. So let me just tell you what's in it. There's patchouli, bergamot, Hawaiian sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, vetiver, I think is what I can see there, cinnamon bark, cocoa, and ylang ylang. So lots of florals, a little bit of bark in there. I mean, very aromatic, beautifully smelling oils. Bergamot is excellent for mood. Sandalwood, very grounding. I mean, there's just some really yummies in there. A lot of these oils would be very expensive if you wanted to buy a bottle by themselves, and this blend is going to give you a taste of all of that. So good old Whisper. Now, because it's already got fractionated coconut oil in it, when I smell it, I always get musk. I don't know what that is. But a little bit earlier, I popped it on my pulse points and I've just left it. I gave a little bit of a rub to try and activate it a little bit, just to see what it would smell like on me. So yeah, I still get musk, but it's toned right down now because it's going to be working with my chemistry. So that's one way that you can don't even have to stress about a blend, but just give them a shot. They also come in touches. Let's see. So we've got lots of different combos. These little ones are going to be talking about, look at this Motivate. Looks like it's not even opened. There's lots of different blends that are in touches already with fractionated coconut oil, and they'll roll right on. These are Motivate. I mean, the labels are going to tell you a bit about them. It's a really popular one. And Passion, this is my fave for a pure fume. So Passion, for example, already has my fractionated coconut oil in it. It has got cardamom, cinnamon bark again, ginger, one of my absolute favorites. I love ginger. Sandalwood again, jasmine again, vanilla, and Damiana, I think. Well, that's something special. So yeah, again, if I feel like using this as a pure fume, I can. You can also get this in little 5 mils that you can then pop in your diffuser. So that's that simple way. A lot of people will blend intuitively, and that is honestly one of the ways that I do that. So what do I mean by that? Well, you'll see how you feel. What is it that you want to experience? And you can just go to your oily box and just have a little bit of a feel, just to see what calls to you. So I did that for myself a while ago, and these are the babies that came to me. I actually had 3. So grapefruit, which is all about self-love and self-acceptance, and it's a citrus. Rosemary, which is very good for our mind, very good for focus, and frankincense. You know, if in doubt, get Frankie out. So they called to me those 3, and intuitively, I can just grab those and pop them in the diffuser or pop them in a roller ball with some fractionated coconut oil, and then just use that as a pure fume. How do I know how many drops to do? Well, there's a little trick to that. I'm going to take the lids off all 3. Now, if you've ever smelt these, you will know that some are stronger than others. So I'd start off just popping the oils under my nose. Now, all I can smell out of all of that is rosemary. So rosemary is getting demoted. So it's not quite so under my nose. That feels better. Oh, I think I'm losing my microphone. Hold on a second. So your rosemary down a bit. Okay, still a lot of rosemary. Thinking maybe grapefruit, maybe a bit more, maybe like that. Yeah, that's good. So that's indicating to me that I want less rosemary, a medium amount of Frankie, and quite a lot of grapefruit. Kind of got them like that now. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so that indicates the proportions that I want. And then how many drops that I use, it really would depend on what I'm trying to do with this. If I'm popping it in a diffuser, a decent sized one, I might do 3 of grapefruit, 2 of Frankie, 1 of rosemary. It's 5. That's, what's that, 6 drops? That's a real lot for a diffuser, right? So that would be for a nice big diffuser for a big space. That's what I might do. If I wanted to put them together in a pure fume or just a little rollerball, you can get this is a 10 mil, and there's a little dilution chart I can share with anybody that's interested. Basically, what you want to do is pop the top of this and then decide what you're going to put in. Now, we're not putting oil all the way to the top, not essential oil anyway. In this size, we're probably looking at about 10 drops and then filling it with a carrier oil. So in doTERRA, we tend to use fractionated coconut oil. It's just coconut oil that's been heated so that it doesn't set and it has no aroma. Really good for your skin, but you can use whatever turns you on. And I would maybe do, oh, how are we going to get 10 with this? Maybe 4, 3, and 2. Just play with that. When I put the essential oil in, I'm going to put it at the bottom. I'm going to top it up with the fractionated coconut oil or my carrot oil, whatever I'm using, but I'm not going to go all the way to the top because what I'd like to do is give it a little swirl and try it first. So I'm going to pop my top on and then give that a little bit of a shake about and then try it. If I think proportions aren't quite right or I might want to add something a little different, then I would do that. That's why it's always good just to leave that little bit of space at the top. Okay, so that's intuitively and using that under your nose. Of course, there's so many different resources you can tap into for putting your blends together. I love to use, let me just think about this. I love to use, well, this is one of my favorites, this particular book, The Essential Oils, when I'm looking at emotional and subtle aromatherapy blends. If I'm looking for something physical to deal with a physical issue, I'll go to Modern Essentials apps. If it's a real emotional kind of feeling that I'm looking for, I might use the gifts of the essential oils with something like the emotional emotions essential oil resources. There's heaps of resources. You can, of course, also tap into the diffuser, the blends that other people create for you. So I've got a heap on mine. Team Alchemy is a great place for that. Vanessa Jean's a master at creating different blends for different needs. So you can check that out. If you're lost with any of those, you can just reach out to me and we'll work those out for you. So don't be afraid. I mean, it's really good to play. I mean, this is the whole point of having these oils. So if I was going to be a bit more scientific about it, just as with any kind of perfume, you want to be looking for a top, a middle, and a base note. And it just happens that these 3 that I've picked are those. So what do I mean by that? Well, your top note is going to be something that you're going to smell first and it's going to flash off the fastest. And citruses are great top notes, and I've chosen grapefruit. Oh, so beautiful. I also had a little bit of a look in the essential oil book to see what grapefruit's all about. I know that it is very much about it's great if you are fighting with any kind of addiction. It's all about self-awareness, and I did actually write it down for you. All the citruses are about joy and light, and grapefruit is certainly one of them. But its actual little gift that goes with it is I love and accept myself as I am. So that's what grapefruit is about. So that's what I've grabbed. Other There's many other top notes. Some of our florals like neroli, which is really nice and light. I actually do have neroli sitting here. Let me just remind myself. Yeah, oh wow, so high. You get your nose and gets used to it, right? It really is just, woo. What else we got? Peppermint and some of our hotter oils like cassia also are a top note, but you'll notice. So they're going to flash off nice and fast. And what you want with your perfume is you want to smell the top, then you want to hit the middle, and then you want to be left with the base, right? So that's your top. Your middle, well, that just happens to be rosemary for me. So a lot of our mints are middle, are herbs, leaves, some of the florals. And what this one's going to do, this is kind of like the opening part of the blend. So you go, whoop, and then a little sigh, a little heart opening. It's going to be there a bit longer, kick in the second time for you. Took whenever I think about rosemary, it's very good with your mind and head, but these are the notes that are really going to sit kind of midway with you, so in your heart. Oh, so beautiful. So what are the other oils other than our little herbies? Geranium's a good floral. Rosemary, of course. Lavender is another floral. So they're not a lot. So you neroli, you have a little rolling, woo, get that little spark, but they're a little bit more. They've got a bit more depth to them. And then you want your base note, and your base note is really the stick, right? The grounding chunk. And for that, trees, roots, barks, resins, so my barks, but resins, those kind of oils are great. So I chose Frankie for this one. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So yeah, rosemary is mental clarity, but when I have a look at my little book, it's clear. I'm clear on what I want in life, and clarity is a big thing for me at the moment. So good old intuitive, got that right. And then Frankie, well, this is our divine masculine oil. I mean, you will know, you will have heard stories about frankincense and how it's been used throughout the ages. It's precious, right? So, I mean, do you smell the resins and the roots and you just feel like you're kind of hunkering down into the ground? It's absolutely delicious. And Frankie, well, this baby is by the light of the divine I am whole. So those three together. So you want a top, a middle, and a base. Of course, there's no rules to this. Trust yourself. If you want two bases and a top and three middles, I don't mind. This is you and your creativity and what you need and using your intuition. So that's what I chose. Wow. Okay. I like that. So now what I would do is, I would create my little rollerball. I'd let it sit and I'd use that for a little while. I'd pop my little cap stickers. So if you're with doTERRA and you've got an account, you'll get cap stickers as part of your welcome pack, which people often forget to find. Not only useful for the top of your bottles, so you can find which one's which in a drawer, but that's also great if you make a blend, just to pop the blobs down the side. So when you come to it next time, you'll remember what's in it, because I guarantee you probably will not, especially as you create more and more. There's also another little thing you can do called a master blend, and that is, I'm just going to put the bottles on tops on these as we speak because I'm just tripping. It's called a master blend, and the only difference between a master blend and what we've done today is no fractionated coconut oil, and you may put many more drops in it. So if you were to create a master blend, often rather than a rollerball, you might just use an old empty bottle, or one that's got a little bit of the oil that you might like. And you're putting a lot more oil in here. In fact, you're filling it to however high you want it to go. And you're not putting any carrier oil in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to let this baby cook. So not in heat, but just sit and let the flavors mellow. So when you create a master blend, you create it around a particular either physical effect that you want to create, emotional effect. You might, how can I explain? So there might be, I wanted to create a blend with these, but there was a particular issue that I wanted to address, which might be around a blend to help me move and shift. Maybe with, I'm just trying to think with what's in these ones. It's a blend where I want to be clear on what my next step is. I want to ensure that I'm honoring myself and that I'm linking into my divine purpose. Perhaps that's a lot, isn't it? But perhaps that's my little kind of idea of what I'd like this master blend to be. And when I'm facing a particular issue in my life, I'm stuck, I want to be able to say, well, this is the master blend that can help me think about those things and move through it. So I would be creating it with perhaps more than 3, depending on what I want to put together. Doing a very similar process to what we did, but then, yeah, popping a lot of oil in and then letting it sit on the shelf. And what it's going to do over time is it's going to mix together, and you'll find as you take some off it periodically, you might take 10 drops to create a roller ball, and then you might take a couple of drops in a diffuser. You are going to find that it will change over time. I get asked, does that mean that they'll go rancid? Well, oils can absolutely go past their use by date. You're going to see that if you looked on a bottle of oil, I think there's in the older ones, the use by date was on the bottom, and the newer ones have got it on the side, about 4 or 5 years. But if you store them correctly and have them out of light somewhere in the proper bottles, which is why using the amber is great, just reusing the ones you've got. In the proper way, you're going to find that master blend's going to keep and just become better and better. So that's all of my blending tips. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you need any more information, just reach out. Head over to the Hearts, Minds and Flowers Facebook group, or you can find the link to the link tree here for Hearts, Minds and Flowers on YouTube, and you can then fill out a little form and contact me, and we'll see where we go from there. But if you already have your oils and you've got your beautiful oil kit, then don't be shy when it comes to blending. Let's see what you create. I'd love to hear about it, and enjoy. I mean, this is what these babies are here for, right? They're here to walk with us on our early journey. And don't shut yourself off from your intuition and from blending and having a little bit of fun. All right, guys. See you later.